Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anass. I'm a final year medical student studying in London. I thought I'd film this quick YOLO video while I've got a break from working. And yes, because I've got an exam in a couple of days. And I thought it would be useful to talk about this. I haven't scripted this. I haven't planned this out. So this is just kind of, I'm just going to be talking as things just come to my mind. I don't know how this video will do and stuff, or whether it will be useful or not, but it's obviously an issue I've been experiencing, and probably a lot of other people, with this whole self-isolation thing. And when it was announced that all lectures are cancelled, all of uni is cancelled, exams are going to be taken at home, all coffee shops, libraries are closed, I thought, you know what, this is going to be easy, it's going to be a breeze. All I need to do is just sit down on my desk and just study all day, every day, right? But unfortunately, it's not turning out that way. I don't think I've ever struggled as much to study as I have now. I think the only time I really struggled was back in high school or A-levels, where we didn't have a library to go and work in. So I had a similar issue where I had to kind of try and work at home, but it just didn't work out, which is why obviously that didn't go that well. And now it's bringing me back to some of those days where I'm having to try and work at home. I mean, I'm doing it and it's working, and thank God, I'm putting in some good shifts. It's honestly happening by force. So what are the oh, corona thing. What is it that's making studying at home difficult for me, and therefore maybe for you too? I don't know. It might be that you're like me, where you live in a household with a lot of people, so it's always noisy. I can hear all the noise through the door. It's a different type of noise from when you're at a coffee shop where it's just kind of ambient. You don't really hear conversations. You don't, kids running around and siblings running in through the door every 5 minutes. The other thing is, there is no separation. For me, anyway, this is what I found, is that I like to have separation between the location where I like to relax and chill, and a separate place for working. Working is for outside the house. The library, the coffee shops, the university, workplace, whatever. That is for work. My home time or home location is for home stuff. But right now, the struggle is, I'm waking up in the same place, that I'm eating, that I'm sleeping, that I'm working, everything's happening in the same room. So these are obviously some of the things that have been a bit more on the difficult side. So yeah, maybe you're relating to this, I don't know. If you're not, then lucky you. But if you are, then unlucky. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to talk about some of the things that I've tried to do to try and keep the situation under control. Like, how am I working by force? Yeah, because that's what I've been doing. These are the things that I've been doing. Doesn't mean that you have to do this. This is what I'm doing. Try it if you like it. If you don't like it and it doesn't work, then don't do it. You get me? So the first thing is, I always keep my room clean. Yeah, the desk, I don't know if you can see, the desk I have no clutter here, because the clutter just kind of distracts me, right? So every time before I start working, I clean the room. Everything needs to be tidy and spotless, and I feel like that brings me in the mood, getting some work done, of trying to be a bit more organized. I feel like when my room is a bit messy, then it also leads to my mind being a bit messy. I can't really concentrate and focus. The other thing is that I'm not trying to force myself to be organized. So I know maybe I haven't really watched any other videos of people saying what they're doing in self-isolation and quarantine. But I imagine that some people are gonna say, try and wake up the same time every day, try and keep your day organized and structured and all of that. It's just not working for me, because everything's happening in the same place. So I'm not forcing myself to wake up early in the morning. And in fact, what I found is studying at night has been a lot more useful for me, which is why I'm waking up late and I'm studying a lot later. And the reason why I feel like that's helping is because number one, everyone's asleep at night, so there's no distractions. There's no social media distractions, no WhatsApp, Instagram and all of that. I'm not getting any notifications. At home, everyone's sleeping as well, so I'm not hearing any noises. And also, it feels like everything's just a bit more quiet and a bit more... I feel like I'm in the zone at night, and therefore I'm not essentially I'm not forcing a routine that's not working for me. That's the main point. What works for me is working at night, waking up a bit later, sleeping quite a lot later, and because that's working for me, that's what I'm doing. At the end of the day, the priority for me is to get through the content and do the questions that I need to do, not to make myself feel productive by waking up at a specific time in a day and having a timetable and all of that. So I guess that's 3 points then. So number 1 is keep a clean and tidy room. Number 2 is I'm not forcing myself into a specific routine. Number 3 is I'm studying later at night. So for you then it would be find out what time of the day is best for you, and follow that really. And then finally, probably the last tip is to recognize that the work isn't going to happen on its own. So in order for me to try and get in the zone, it's taken a good 3 to 4 days, 3 or 4 days of not doing much but really forcing things to happen until now I feel like, okay, I'm just waking up. I'm in the mood to work kind of a bit more automatically. So recognize that it's not going to happen on its own. Forcing the work, because unless I decide to do the work, no one's going to do the work for me. No one's going to sit down and take the exam for me. No one's going to do anything for me. Like, I need to make things happen myself. So that's why, I've made it happen by force. So I hope that helped. I don't know if it did. If it didn't, it didn't. If it did, it did. But I guess the take-home message from this is that studying at home is not suitable for everyone. So if that's something that you're struggling with, then you're probably not someone who's struggling with that alone. And I guess there are some steps that could be taken in order to overcome some of those hurdles. Make sure you follow the Instagram if you like this video. I'm almost at 10k, so the gram will be somewhere here. And yeah, safe.